Hey everybody, Jeanette here by iSimplyAssist, and today we're going to get back to talking about content marketing, specifically when you don't know what to post. And when you've gotten to the point where you've posted everything you could possibly post and you've hit all the accounts you could possibly hit, and you're just not finding that you're getting any kind of engagement or followership, what do you do? Well, we are going to talk about some methods that you can do in order to begin to change the tide. But before we get started, I want to direct your attention to the little red subscribe button down at the bottom. Please click that, as well as the little bell that will come up, because the bell will notify you every time I come out with a new video. So thank you for doing that. I really do appreciate it. And also, before we get started, I wanted to give you my website. It is www.iSimplyAssistU, and that's the letter U.com. You will find plenty of free resources as well as blogs on the site, which are very, very helpful. I can also be reached by email, and my email is support@ iSimplyAssistU, the letter U.com. So jumping right into this week's topic. What do you do when you feel like you have done everything content-wise and you just don't know what else to post or where else to go? Well, the best thing to do in a situation like that is always go back to your goals. So there should be some place, handy dandy notebook or someplace on your computer where you have put your goals. So these are the goals that you had for your accounts before you got started. And those goals should be based on your target market. And remember, the best way to understand your target market and to come up with ideas for your target market is to start thinking about your target market as actual people. And the perfect way to do that is by creating a buyer persona. And if you look below in the description, I do have a buyer persona template that you can download and you can use, fill it out, and you can always have it as a resource, and it's something to always go back to. You don't just need to have one buyer persona. You can have different buyer personas for different targets. So let's say you have a retail business and you sell jewelry. You can have a buyer persona for women between the ages of 35 and 45 who are single, and they have a disposable income, which allows them to purchase things like jewelry, and the list goes on. You can get really descriptive about who this woman is, what she does on the weekend, whether she hangs out with her friends or not. And when you begin to think about her as your target and the audience that you're speaking to, then you can go back to your content and you can start creating content specifically for her needs, for her wants, things that make her happy, and test things. So, if you get into a slump and you're not really sure that you're connecting with your audience, or you've seen from the numbers that it doesn't look like you're connecting with the audience, test different things. It may be that your color scheme is off. It may be that the way, if you're on Instagram, so color scheme for Instagram or strategy, the way you set things up, maybe that is off. Or it could be your insights. So check your insights. If you're on any of the social media sites, that includes LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any of them, look at the insights. If you've been posting consistently on them, or even if you haven't, check and see, when do you normally get the most engagement. If you normally get engagement on Fridays between 10 and 3, then you're probably not going to get that same engagement on Fridays between 8 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or on a Wednesday at 4 p.m. You might find that, no one is seeing your stuff, and that could technically be because you're not posting at the right time. So go back, spend time looking at your insights, look at your buyer personas, reinvest yourself back into the tone of voice that you're using to connect with your audience. You know, try to speak to them the way they speak. Find ways that you can connect with them. Everything doesn't necessarily have to be about the one product piece that you are trying to sell. It could be other things. If you know that this particular group or this particular segment enjoys a specific kind of hobby, maybe create content around that as well and see how you can link that back to your products and services. Teach something, you know, if in doubt, teach something. You can also curate content. Meaning, if you're on different social sites and you see an article that you thought was very useful and resourceful, or a picture that you thought was really nice that would resonate, copy that and add that to your content. Obviously, ensuring that you're giving credit where credit is due. So, whomever or wherever you're curating this content from, you want to make sure that you tag them and you add them in that post. But look around, see what you can pull together that would be relevant for your customer, your audience base. And then just, you know, you may not need to post every single day. Your audience may resonate only on specific days or times of the week. So really drill down into the analytic side of your insights when you feel like you are at a stuck point and you know you're having trouble with engagement, or you know, you're not really sure what you should post anymore as far as content. The other thing that you can do to kind of get you over that hump is to engage. And that's what social sites are at the end of the day. They are places where you can go and engage. If you're on LinkedIn and you know you didn't see an article that you thought was useful, or you couldn't, you know, potentially post something, or you didn't know what to post on a particular day, then go to a hashtag, do a hashtag search, a hashtag that means something to you, that's important to your business. You could do something, let's say you're in digital marketing like I am, you can go to the digital marketing hashtag or look at content marketing, SEO. If you're a jewelry seller, put in jewelry. When you go on LinkedIn and you search for those hashtags, it's the same thing if you're on Instagram. If you search for those hashtags, you'll begin to see all of the content that's related to those hashtags. And most importantly, you get to see all the different conversations that are going on around those hashtags. That's extremely useful to you because when in doubt, you can always jump in and you can start getting in on some of those conversations. If you see where people are asking questions, or you know they seem to be asking a lot of the same kind of questions, that's an idea for your next post. That's another idea that you can use for your own account, and it's a way for you to show that, hey, you know, I've seen a lot this question come up a lot. I actually have expertise in this, or I know the answer to this, so I'm going to post a series that will help to answer anyone in my audience, in my target market, who has this specific question. So definitely on those slow days when you're not really sure what to do, sit down and start going through different accounts and look at the conversations that are happening all around you on social accounts, because not only are you getting in on conversations and you're engaging and being social, but you're also gaining exposure for yourself. So the better your responses are and the more that you're able to help, the more people are going to start noticing you. And what happens when they start noticing you? They go to your account. When they go to your account, they will a lot of times decide to follow you or do the same thing you're doing, go through your content, jump in on some of the conversations that were being had on your content. And if there aren't any conversations, they may engage with you. So get in the habit of, you know, not necessarily feeling like, you know, when you have a down day, there's nothing that you can do, because on those days, that's an opportune time for you to go in and start engaging with other social accounts. And that's something that you should be doing anyway. So you should always, you know, devote at least 30 minutes to an hour just going in and being and engaging on different accounts. And that's on all social sites. So that works with Twitter, that works with LinkedIn, that works with Instagram, that works with Facebook. Go in, engage, be social, because that is what the algorithm is looking for. And that is what helps to boost your own engagement. And that's what helps to boost your followership. The last thing that you can do to kind of get over any content blockage when you're not really sure what to post or what to say is to pick a day. It could be a Sunday, it could be a Wednesday, whatever day that you have, where you have a block of time free, and create a content calendar. So this does take work from you, and this will mean that you're gonna have to sit down in one place and kind of think about what you're gonna do. But what is so beautiful about doing this is that it forces you to really consider your audience, and it forces you to really consider what it is you have to say to them and what you're trying to convey. And try to stick to, if you're not really sure, what kind of a schedule you should utilize, try to stick to like a 3-2-1 model. What a 3-2-1 model is you do 3 posts per week that are intellectual pieces, like your articles or blogs that you've read, things that you can kind of share around that are more intellectual on your page, maybe quotes that you want to say, or any pictures that could potentially be curated from somewhere that you can wrap some information around an article that you read or blog that you read that has some really great information in it. Then you can do 2 posts that are more personal related. So anything about like your home office, or how you create the content that you create, or what your plan is. If you have employees, you can do employee insights, or little interviews behind the scenes of what's going on. And then 1 post per week, dedicate that 1 post per week to your products and services. This is where, if there's something that you want to sell, or if you have a product that you really want to talk about, giving value to your audience, and it does cost something, or maybe it's free, but ultimately it may potentially cost them something down the line. You're trying to get them on your email list. This is when you push that. So 3-2-1 model is a great schedule to follow when you're still kind of testing what's working with your audience. And you basically look at your content calendar and you figure out how you can fit those 6 items into your content calendar. And again, test, 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 test. So you could do a content calendar for a week and not really get much results. And then as you're engaging with your customers, you look on a Sunday, you go to your insights, you see when you saw engagements, go back to your content calendar and adjust. Look at it for that week, do your engagement. Then on that particular day, maybe a Sunday, go back to your insights, look at what's working and adjust. What's going to happen? It's a slow process. This isn't a quick fix. But what's going to happen is slowly you're going to see that your engagement boosts and you get more people that are paying attention to you and your account, and you slowly start really building your brand and making a real impact on the ecosystem, the social ecosystem around you. And that's what you want. You're trying to bring in that relevant traffic, that organic traffic, nothing that's bought. You didn't put a whole lot of money into any ads, or any specific avenues to get people to pay attention. This is you slowly and steadily building from virtually nothing. When you felt like your back was against the wall, and you were having these blockages and you didn't know what to post, you sat down, you went back to your goals, you reassessed what the purpose was, and then you slowly started implementing a plan. So that's it for this Wednesday. I really, really and truly do hope that that was helpful for you. Again, look in the description. You will see valuable references and resources that you can utilize for yourself to begin to implement that strategy that will one day put your accounts at the top of people's mind when they're thinking about looking for certain resources and products that float around your services and what you have to offer. But until next Wednesday, you guys, see ya. Bye.